Once again, Spider Trinidadi, and you are now tuned into Spider Trinity Television. This video will be about holding people accountable for what they do. Please stick to the end of the video. I have a sum up conclusion of what to do in this matter and how to resolve the situation. Once again, Spider Trinidadi, and peace to the kings, queens, gods, and goddesses worldwide. So check it out. Peace, peace, peace. Once again, Spider Trinidadi, and I don't know who needs to hear this, but hold people accountable, man. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Hold people accountable for what they do, man. You know what they be doing. Now, a lot of times we be letting people slide and stuff like that, but you know what I mean? Deep down, you want to let them know, listen, I didn't grow up like that. Respect who I am. Before you come around me, make sure you check all of that situation, man. I don't carry no insecurity. I never was taught that. So hold people accountable for what they do. Hold people accountable for what they do. Don't let them straight out disrespect you right in front of your face. You know what I mean? You have a social media and you know somebody, they your friend and they following you and they're not liking your posts and they're not sharing your shit. Hold people accountable, yo. I'm gonna need you to look through the veil, look through the bullshit, and hold these motherfuckers accountable, man. Because what's gonna happen is they're gonna keep doing this to you. You know what I mean? And by holding them accountable, it's easy. Just let them. It, they will know what they're doing by your actions. They will eventually be aware. So if y'all out there being nice to people, sharing their shit and all of this stuff, but they ain't even shared nothing on your page. They can't even like your posts. Watch these people, and this is on a social media thing. I'm talking about like this is online type of shit. Imagine in real life, right? In real life. So in all conclusion, what I would do as an Afro Caribbean Nubian Alkebulan, let me stop. Yeah, basically it's about putting your foot down, right? This could be in business, this could be in relationship. Like I said before, it could be in all aspects of any kind of friendship, any kind of ships, right? Put your foot down from the beginning. You know what I mean? So that way, meaning putting your foot down, meaning that set your boundaries because people won't know your boundaries unless you let them know, right? So it's about setting boundaries and respecting boundaries, you know? So a lot of times we're like I said with these titles, yeah, I've been married for a while now. Been with my wife for 7 years and I knew her for 14 years, going on 15 years now. And it's all about setting boundaries, right? There's certain things that I like, there's certain things that she likes, there's certain things that I dislike, certain things that she dislikes. And we all human.
It's
You
a
know what I
certain
mean? An amount of respect there within your fortitude and within your partners or your group's fortitude, right? Like I was talking about in the polygamy video. Like let's say it's like five of us, right? Me and four other women. It's about respect. It ain't about money and sex and all of that shit. I mean, it's a part of it, like any relationship. But it's a respect thing, you know? Monogamy, polygamy, all of this shit, it has the respect thing involved from the primary source of it and when you get real deep down into it, you know? Because no one likes to be disrespected, right? And before things get out of hand, make sure you let people know before it gets to a level that no one likes. So, like I was saying about with my son, I want to try to implement accountability. Hey, listen, you know, I ain't saying whipping his ass, but letting them know, popping him on his butt sometimes. Hey, listen, don't hit your little sister. That's not what we do. All right. I mean, even though he knows of knowing, like I was trying to tell a friend of mine, he likes to call people. He say people are stupid. I said, no, I don't call people stupid. I think people are just robots because they're not stupid. They know what they're doing. They functional. They fully. I mean, they're just NPCs. They're just robots. You know what I mean? I don't want to degrade them even more than what they are, right? You know what I mean? They're not stupid. They're just not thinking. You know what I mean? They're letting a program think for them. So we have children to raise and stuff like that. So the whole goal is to not raise the children in the same kind of trauma filled passed down for what we went through when we were children. You know, the goal is to recognize. Remember, this full moon calls for you to recognize, reflect, resolve, and release. Right. And a lot of times these full moons ain't called for, like, releasing like type of energy, but it's manifesting and stuff, these super moons and stuff. But for some reason, there is a bit of a releasing a certain amount of a level of yourself in order for you to take in. You have to take in love. What I want to say is, when you give love, you have to also receive love too. A lot of us are not receiving love. And that's a whole nother video I want to talk about. But we have to be able to receive love, because that's equally important. A lot of us are light workers. We out here showing all this light and stuff like that, and we're not receiving love. And I don't want to be a hypocrite, because I kind of do that, and I'm working on myself. I'm working on that. I mean, I do that sometimes. I mean, because we're getting so caught up in helping people, and sometimes it's like you gotta be able to help yourself in order to help people. And that's one thing for sure. You know what I mean? When you activate it with the X gene, deep down inside that you have a mission to do, you have a job to do, and sometimes it ain't gonna be easy. Sometimes none of us kind of want to do it, but we get the call, we have to do it from the ancestors. They tell you to turn up, you got to turn up, and then you get blessings. You get your return blessings, and sometimes they'll let you know who around you, so that way you can hold people accountable. Because sometimes we got to head down so much that we're not understanding the fact that we got to watch for a certain kind of, you know what I mean? Because people, it's a dirty game nowadays, man. So, and it starts when you're young. Like I said, I'm not mad at the people that are racist. I'm mad at the parents that taught them this shit. You know what I mean? So, I must have slept on my back wrong, because I have I don't know what's going on with my back, but it hurt like heck. So I'm about to go. I had went into the sauna in the steam room and cold plunge, man. I don't know who to hold accountable from that. I gotta hold myself accountable. Maybe I slept wrong, right? You see, accountability is key. All right. Once again, Spider Trinidaddy, and this concludes the video. If you like the video, please subscribe and like the video, comment, and let me know your thoughts about this situation. All right. Peace to the kings, queens, gods, and goddesses worldwide. You're now tuned into Spider Trinity Television. Check this video out right there. Peace.
Franklin, can I ask you a question without you getting offended? Sure, Charlie Brown. What is it? Why can't black people forget about slavery? I mean, it ended all those years ago, and yet when something happens with your people, it's brought back up. Why? Well, do you have a pretty good vivid imagination? I think so. What should I imagine? Imagine that I knocked all your teeth out your fucking head. How soon do you think that you'd forget? Well, I probably wouldn't forget anytime soon. Especially since my teeth were gone. Exactly. And you would probably forgive me, but you would never forget. And the only time it's brought up is when something remotely similar happens. Wow. What on earth could possibly be similar to slavery, Franklin? I don't know if you knew this or not, but lynchings never stopped. They're finding young black men hanging from trees that had absolutely no mental health issues. They even found one hanging from a tree at a golf course of all places. I mean, come on! And lynching isn't always physical, Charlie Brown. It can be mental, too. Now, it's mostly psychological lynching. They're not wearing sheets over their heads anymore. Now they're wearing business suits and dress pants. Other forms of lynching are methods of social, psychological, and economic control that enforce racial hierarchy and instill fear. You're excluded from jobs and other important opportunities that others have access to because of the color of our skin. That's lynching. Man, Franklin, I never looked at it like that before. I'm sorry that y'all have to continue to endure this kind of pain. It's okay, Charlie Brown. It's people like you that makes me realize that all is not lost, and that there's still some great people out here. Well, thanks for clearing that up for me, Franklin. I think I have a clear understanding now.
So it happened to my little son just now, man. Like, he did something. I think he pulled my little daughter's leg or something, and she started crying. And my daughter's tough, so she only 3 months. And he's like 2 years and some change. He's a toddler, but he knows what he did. You know what I mean? I held him accountable. I didn't know what happened, so I said, "Hey, what'd you do?" I looked at him, and then at first he was like that, and I was like, "Hey, what'd you do?" And then he immediately said, "I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry." He can't even talk. He don't even know letters and words yet, but he somehow said, "I'm sorry." And then he looked with such a sad face, and I was like, "Oh, that's all right. It's all right." But I held him accountable. I made sure that he know what he did. Don't let if you have children out there, I ain't telling you how to raise your kids, but you know what I mean? I ain't saying whip their ass and nothing like that. And I mean, or whatever, how you raise your kids, that's on you. But hold them accountable. Make sure they know what they did, because a lot of the issues that's happening right now on this planet is people are not being held accountable for what they did or what they're doing, their actions. Every piece of actions you do, you have to be aware that someone is fully watching that and seeing right through the veil, bro. It's just people are not out here nowadays. If you're not an AI, then us real ones could see, and then we could link and try to validate. But a lot of times when y'all out here copying AI with AI lyrics and using AI on all of y'all videos every second, man, come on. Where's the authenticity? We need more authenticity. Hold these people accountable, man. You know what I mean? People gotta be held accountable. And it starts off as children. When you're a child and your parents let you do whatever, and they don't hold you accountable, then you're gonna go up to the school and someone tells you no, you're gonna throw a fit, you're gonna throw a tantrum, because you never got held accountable, you never got your ass whooped. Shout out to I grew up in the '90s, man. I'm an '80s. I was born '89, so I'm old school. My mom used to whip my ass. I used to get my ass whooped, and my stepdad used to whip my ass. And then I went to school, and my teacher used to whip my ass, man. Yeah, in Rosedale, Queens, New York. I remember when I was little in elementary school, she told me that the Miss Smalls, my teacher, I remember her name and everything. Told me to hold out my knuckles. I held my knuckles out, and then she took a big ruler and she just smacked it. I said, "Oh, wait till I tell my mom about this shit." I go home and tell my mom, and mom said, "Yeah, I was the one who tell her to hit you." I said, "What? What kind of crap?" I said, "Man, I want to go back to Trinidad." Right then and there, I was like, "Man, Trinidad they hit you, they beat your ass in school too." But these people was weird over there. They used to make fun of me a lot when I was little, man. But anyway, not to get off the subject. Hold people accountable. If you don't hold them accountable, then they're gonna keep doing the same thing over and over again until you understand the fact that, listen, you're gonna have to step up and say something. You know what I mean? Because like a guy was telling me too, another mentor of mine. He's a granddad, right? And I went up to him. I said, "Hey, man, my son babies up to the mom a lot." I think I did the same thing too, but like she never tell this dude no. I said, "Hold on, I said, "Yo, I had to check him earlier, man." I held him and he looked at me, so I gotta start putting my foot down on this. Hold people accountable. I don't care if they're kids, pets, police officers. I don't give a fuck who. Make sure you hold them accountable, man. You know what I mean? Don't 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 not understand the ways of being foolproof on being a realist. You know what I mean? Sometimes at the end of the day, we almost will forget the fact that, hey, listen, you know, we all human, but at the same time, we ain't stupid. You know what I mean? Like, eat friends, family. I don't care who it is, your girl, your lover, your husband. I don't care for what. You have someone doing some stupid shit, call them out on it, and hold them accountable, man. Hold these people accountable. That's all I got to say, yo, because at the end of the day, it's like we're not understanding boundaries. And what are we teaching our children? You know what I mean? We gotta come on, y'all. You know what I mean? It's crazy because remember a while ago when everybody was getting that coronavirus shot and all of this, and people was like, "Yo, I didn't take that shot, man." And then so hold these people accountable for giving out these damn vaccines that's killing people, man. People are unalive nowadays because of that vaccine. Some of us, we knew intuitively that we had to do something and be against it because it wasn't right. It didn't feel right to some of us, so that's why we were against it. So. It's almost like you have to hold yourself into a certain kind of vibe and tell yourself, hey, listen, no inner work, meaning like there's inner knowledge that nobody can tell you. There's always an inner knowledge that no one could be able to tell you. You know what I mean? That you should have within you. You don't have to go outside looking for it. All right. Once again, Spider Trinidadian, peace to the kings, queens, gods, and goddesses.